Hello everyone, how are you doing today? It's me, Sylvester, and we are going to talk about Yolo.cx and how we can, for instance, import some avatars. As you can see here, I'm in the Blender. This is a scene with the city, and inside that city we can see the character. So we're going to import a character from Sketchfab, and that character is called Matilda. So as you can see, Matilda, she was chosen by Harshini. She decided to play with this character. It's a character created by Nicole, and as you can see, this character is pretty much really nice. It's like painting a bit. So if we download this character, and we can choose GLB format, for instance. Let's download it to the tutorials as avatar. Matilda, Sketchfab. This is a, as you can see, 4.8 megabytes file. So in Blender, to create a new scene, we just delete all the objects, and we will import GLB file here. So this is Matilda Sketchfab. To import it. It's really huge. How do we know it's huge? Well, we need a kind of scale, but in general, when we have a, for instance, cube, if we add a cube here, and if we select the cube, we can see the size. It takes like 1 unit. Maybe I'll explain this. This is what 1 unit, yeah? 1 unit. So we don't know what is it in general, but we need some sort of a real world comparison, and 1 unit is like 1 meter. So that 1 meter, we can import something which is called human metric armature. So if we choose this, as you can see, that armature, maybe I'll just add keycaster quickly, yeah. That armature is about size of the cube. So I might be wrong, but in general, this size of the human skeleton is a realistic size of the avatar in the metaverse. So that would be nice to make the Matilda smaller, because if you zoom out, she is gigantic. How to do it? Usually we just select the model in the it's called profiler, or in that section when we see the folders and collections. So if we select the empty top element and we will press S, we can change the scale. If I press 1 and if I press plus, now slightly zoom it. Still Matilda is too big, so we can press again S and move the cursor. Oops. And still Matilda is too big. Okay, so you can see the eyes, the skeleton. As you can see, this is like an empty object, and all the objects, they are parts of the Matilda, they are inside of many other nodes. So this is a lot of nodes, and when you see the triangle, it's the geometry. But this one is empty. I usually I just switch the viewport shading. I will remove the cube and I will just slightly move the metallic to the side here to see the kind of comparison. Sorry, I'm lost a bit. If we are lost, we can press home and left arrow. It's not always working, but sometimes it's working. And also when you came back to the center of the world, you can use the number keys, but they need to be activated by changing in preferences inputs. So as you can see, I've got keyboard in inputs and I got emulate numpad. So without this, those keys, they are not doing anything. So without change in preferences input to emulate numpad, and I will press 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 7 or 1, it helps us to see this model from all of those required views. So in general, you have to scale it down, but the other thing is like you have to unparent it from the empty nodes. What I'm doing usually is just like when you've got selected this, we don't need metallic to see, we can just select all of those things, and when you've got like 2 fingers, you've got parent, and you can do the clear parent and keep transformation. What it does, it make geometries, like for instance, you can see that geometry is a plant leaf. It's unparented. We've got now a lot of empty nodes. How to clean it? So to clean it, there's a way. You can go to this icon, which looks like I don't know, kind of letter Y. There's a special term for this thing, but I completely forgot. And in there, when you've got filter, you can, for a moment, just leave checked empties. So this is what I'm doing. Leave the objects. No objects. Just oops. Collections and empties. As you can see, yeah, layers, collection, objects, and then only empties. So as you can see only those empty nodes. Now we can just select them by pressing Shift and clicking the touch pad. So when they are selected, we just can press X here and we will remove them. Now we can come back to the filtering and we can check back all of those options for meshes, objects, etc. So this way we clean it up the model, but it's still a lot of geometries and we don't know what they do. However, some of them, for instance, they got in the name a partially specified description. So you can see there's a hair, something, hair, something. So if you, for instance, here in search type hair, we've got hair, and if we select this A, pressing A, and we'll go here to here, and if you touch, and we will have a possibility to move them to collection. So M, it will open this panel and we can choose, we can move to the existing collections, but there are no collections at the moment, so we can create new one. We can call it hair. And if I will unfilter it, we move all the hair to the collection. So for instance, when we hide it, partially we just we are hiding hair, but there's a lot of additional objects like poly, surf. I believe they are also somehow related to the hair. So let's select all of them. Like this, but with a shift. Yeah. More. Probably all of them. Nope. Oh, if you want to unselect one of them, if I will click Command and click, no, if I will click Control and click, it will unselect it. So some of those objects. All right. Let's try it again. Poly. No. They've got very similar names, but they are different. So, for instance, these are. We can just click one by one, which is a bit tedious approach, but for the plant, it's not that tedious. If I will press M, it will open the panel, and then we can create new collection here. We can call it plant. Oops, plant, and we can move everything to the plant. Yeah. So you can, for instance, hide plant right now. The same with I think this is code, but we can move it to let's call it dress, or maybe clothes. Let's move it to the clothes. we don't want to to play too much with everything, but some bigger parts, they are like torso and head and hands, which are incomplete. We can move them to just body parts. It's a little bit creepy, I know, but well, this is specifics of working with 3D models. This is still, I think this is clothes, so we can pressing M move it to clothes. Yeah, I believe that is part of the hands, so we can move it to body parts. This is my clothes thingy. Also this thing can move it to clothes. And the scary part, I believe these are eyes, so we can move it to the body parts. And also this is part of the hair. I would move it to body parts because it could be more animated, but we can actually keep it everything as a hair. So if I will select what left, we've got also shoes. Yeah, so maybe just let's create the separated part collection, like shoes. Okay. And the rest, what left, I believe we can move it to, oops, we can move it to her. Yeah. All right, so now we've got plenty of collections, and just if you will be switching visibility of them, we've got better control over the body parts. This way we have a slightly designed avatar, but it's still not ready. One of the issues is that, for instance, if we switch off the clothes, the hands are incomplete. So hide the plants. As you can see, the hands are incomplete. Also, we don't have a proper body parts for legs. So that's at the moment we can't do anything with this quickly, but that's gonna be next part of the tutorial. So at the moment, remember, when we've got already separated all of those parts, we have a real size of the character, and if we would be importing, for instance, something like the city, one of the cities is Morningtown. So if you download such a model by clicking here, choosing GLB, for instance, Morningtown, and we will try to import it. GLB, the Morningtown. As you can see, that's the gigantic town. The town is definitely too big for the avatars. So we need to scale it down again, but just by pressing S and trying to see the avatar. So one of the problems is that we need to just grab it and move it a little bit, and we need to go closer to the avatar, and I think now this down is too small. Need to grab it down a bit, like here, and probably we still need to scale it up and grab it, yeah. Maybe one of the things is when we've got imported Sketchfab model, there's always that issue with plenty of routing objects. So for the city, if we'll again click on Sketchfab model, we can for a moment hide the avatar thingy, and if you press A, and then if you do the two fingers, and when we've got parent, we can clear parent and keep transformation, and then we can delete all the empties. Sometimes they are just like nicely named, so it's easy to just select them, but it's not the best approach. The best approach was filtering them out, and some of them, they might be important, but we just delete them because maybe there are some animations like cloud animations. So, but less is more. So if we've got less problematic elements, we've got better control, and when we've got better control, we can progress faster. So that's a kind of game of numbers. When we've got too many objects, it takes some memory, and we just at some point don't know what's going on. It's not the ultimate approach what I'm doing right now, because we can filter them out, going again to the filters and just leave the empties here. When we put empties and we press A, we'll just delete the empties. Oh, come on. Right. Now we can switch them back. Yeah. And we have a city. We can show the avatar for the comparison. So I believe the city is still too small, and there's so many objects. If we select them all, we can still scale all the city up and grab the city a little bit down, and I think it looks more natural, but I guess it's still slightly too small. Okay, scale it, scale it, scale it, scale it, scale it. Okay. Right. I think it's correct. So when we've got all of those city objects, we can still move them into the collection. We can call the collection city. And when we've got collections, it's a big collection. When we've got 1K, 1000 objects, but still, if we will in restriction toggles add additionally the selectable, we can unselect these parts of the collection for the avatar, and if we press A right now, we selected only the city, but we didn't select anything which is switched off, so the selection is disabled. So when we've got something like that, we can now, pressing Ctrl A, apply all transforms to deltas, and then we can, this way, when we will be scaling, the scaling gonna be more accurate. And that's important also, to apply all transforms, so when we'll be exporting to Yolo, the ground 0, 0, 0 will be perfectly where we see avatar. So let's say we slightly move the city by y-axis, and if we'll export it, that city, let's say, let's export it as a morning town, but Matilda. And if we'll choose some options here, like remember export, then include visible, then if you in data apply modifiers, for the material we will choose images as a WebP format with fallbacks. This is important when we export as a JPEG, but when we export as WebP, it's actually not required. And also don't forget about checking compression, and leave the animation. Okay, so we've got Matilda morning. We're exporting this right now. And when in Yolo, for instance, we'll decide to create another world. We'll call it Morning City. Morning City for new people. Okay. We choose visibility to be visible, to public, and we will try to upload custom grounds. So we're going to upload Matilda Morning Town, which is 3.6 megabytes. Okay, that might be confusing that we see nothing here, but the issue is, this is a bug which should be fixed, but the issue is that the screenshot, the preview image of custom ground has been done inside custom ground, so there is nothing, there's no light inside. But believe me, it's there. We need to choose the avatar. Let's choose the default XBot avatar. Let's just a little bit play with the light. Yeah, maybe we want more warmer, more sunny day, and the ground can be more, I don't know, brown. Okay, let's save it. Let's save the morning city. Hello, where is morning city? Oh yeah, there is. It's uploaded. It's uploaded. It was just loading a bit too long. So as you can see, if you can see these settings where there's a 0.000 and we'll come back to the Blender, it's exactly the same setup. So if you, for instance, change this location, you want to change the location, if you grab the city and you grab by X, for instance, you would like to make 0, 0, 0 here, and if you now export it, morning Matilda town, let's say number 2, and if we come back here to the edit world and we will upload it number 2 and let's save it. Yeah, it takes time sometimes. It's just loading. It's still, oh, it's processing probably. Okay, so as you can see, we changed 0.000. Interesting fact is that we have a Matilda because we also exported Matilda with the world. But she is not our avatar, unfortunately. Our avatar is at the same place, so we can see if we go somewhere, Matilda stays there. Yeah. So she's like a statue right now here. All right, I think I'll just make a bookmark. Matilda morning statue. I will add the bookmark. Yeah, I have a link, so I can send the link here. One of the issues is that we need to add some extra code to properly generate the URLs. Oops, what's going on? Yeah. Right, so I think this is it at the moment. I would like to thank you for your attention. And if you've got some questions, join us on Discord channel. Go to the Yolo.cx about and find all the information if you would like to join us. And now I'm just saying goodbye and speak to you later.